All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator. Can't talk today. Happy Thursday. What a way to end the month, huh? Can't speak. I'm your host and pilot, Uncle B. We are flying in the Cessna 152 today. We're going to put the 172 in the hangar for some minor maintenance, and we're going to take the 152. It's about a 36-minute flight, roughly, maybe closer to 40. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take off here from Springfield. I'm going to start up the aircraft. We're going to taxi out here to our departure runway. We're going to hang a hard left, pretty much. We're going to come on down here. Now, we're going to kind of guesstimate we're going to be looking for some signs. Now, we're going to have the weather, clear weather. We're looking for this particular area, and this is the actual part of Route 66 we're going to follow. And so we're going to follow it all the way through here. And then we're going to kind of dip down a little bit and intercept Route 66 airfield, which I did not know existed, but we'll basically be following a vast majority of Route 66 today. And then we will turn and head towards our airport. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pass over our destination of Joplin. Hello, Jody. Nice to see you here. We're going to pass over Joplin. We're going to make a wide right turn, kind of come up this way, we're going to come around, and basically we want to come up this way and then line up on 1-3. And we have a localizer at the end of the runway there that we're landing on. We're going to tune into that and see how we get on with that once we're on the ground. We should have the necessary equipment that'll help us line up correctly for our landing. Plenty of runway. It's a small plane. We'll be on the ground and slowed down very, very quickly. So, anyway, that's what we got planned for today. So I will hang tight, see if anybody pops in to say hello besides Jody. Nice to see you here, Jody. Hope you're well. And then it doesn't take long to get the plane started up. So, yeah. Tomorrow's flight still scheduled. We will be in the Maritime Patrol Britain Norman BN2. We will be departing from Lee. What is it? Leon Solent? Yeah. To London City. Yeah, that's our... I'll post the information for tomorrow's flight here shortly in the Discord. Should be a good flight. It'll be rainy. That will be our preferred weather for the... yeah, I'm fine. Thanks, Jody. Yeah, it's all good. So it's going to be raining tomorrow during the flight. Not sure what I may try to keep it about 3,000 feet just to try to stay below the clouds so we can kind of see where we're going. But we have an onboard navigation system that shows us our path so we won't get lost necessarily. We'll come out around over the channel up and then turn towards London City and then put it on the ground. So, yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. Saturday, I think I feel pretty confident that Saturday morning I'm going to do a flight in Ireland to Edinburgh. We're going to take off from Shannon, Ireland, go up to Belfast, and then from Belfast to Edinburgh. That will be in the Beechcraft, the Twin Beach, the Delta 18 Sierra. It's a vintage flight kind of thing that I saw on FS Hub. So it's one of those flights that, and I haven't been getting the achievements, and it's fine. It's just I like the idea of it. We can take off from Shannon, land in Belfast, and instead of exiting out of the sim, or out of the world map, or from all the way out, and then have to create the next leg, we'll land at Belfast. We'll park. I'll put in from Belfast to Edinburgh, and it'll give us the path on our little Garmin system. We'll call in for departure, taxi out, and be on our way. So we'll just get both legs done on Saturday. I don't think it'll take very long to do, but it should be a nice flight. We'll fly over most of the Irish countryside, I guess, up to Belfast and then on over to Edinburgh. So that will be Saturday. I think we'll do that on Saturday. So, yeah, that's the plan. So, yeah, just I was kicking around some ideas. I was looking on FS Hub yesterday evening, and I was like, oh, wonder if. And then I tinkered around with the system, the Garmin system on the Beechcraft, and I figured out how to create a simplified flight plan. And so we will utilize that. And there we go. So that's our plan for tomorrow. That's the plan for Saturday. So just waiting to see if anybody. Oh, you know what I did not do? I did not put myself online. Why is it showing both of these twice? That doesn't make any sense. I just looked at the screen and I'm like, wait a minute, why is it not showing? It just seems kind of odd. All right. Anyway, so yeah, we'll do that on Saturday. It should be a nice morning flight. Well, for morning for me, afternoon for the folks in the UK. But we'll just have a few clouds. Should be some nice weather. No need to have it all rainy and dreary looking and all that other garbage. So yeah, we'll do that. Kind of make up for not having the flight on Tuesday evening. It's not the same route, but I think it'll be a nice flight nonetheless. So well, you know what? It's Thursday. I guess it's towards the end of the month. Not everybody's kind of probably got stuff to do, stuff on their minds. It's fine. We'll get started here in a minute. Matter of fact, I think. Oh, you know what? Well, there's not really a route. It's just KSGF to KJLN. I guess I could put that in, and you can, if anybody wants to fly along. I'm not gonna. Let's see, KSGF to KJLN. Done. All right. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get in here and get the aircraft started up so we can get on the road, so to speak. Get in the air, get on the road, whatever. Both, if you want to think about it that way. Let's use the automated checklist to get the aircraft started up. See, my stream is a little bit behind me.
Springfield ground Cessna Foxtrot Alpha 152 requesting pushback. Springfield ground Cessna Foxtrot Alpha 152 pushback tug is available to answer your request. Springfield ground Cessna Foxtrot Alpha 152 request taxi for north departure with Mike.
Make sure all our lights are on.
Hold short runway 32 via taxiway Charlie Cross runway.
I don't think we need that.
152.
Yes. All right, there we go. Now this plane does not have a autopilot system. That's going to be the tricky part. That is going to be our tricky part. Is there's no, well, it's not tricky. It's just it's going to be a bit of a. I'm going to have to hand fly it basically, and so I may miss some stuff in the chat. I will try to keep my eyes peeled, as it were. A few more people are in watching. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Thursday. The last Thursday of September. I cannot believe it. I can't. Oh, speaking of tomorrow's flight, I almost forgot. Good thing I was thinking about tomorrow, today. Tomorrow's flight, we will start an hour later. So that gives me some time in the morning to take care of some stuff that I need to take care of first thing in the morning. Bills and all that kind of stuff. I just want to get it out the way so I don't, forget about it later in the day and get lazy and all that stuff. So 8:10 Eastern, 12:10 UTC, 13:10 UK tomorrow. Bit of a later start, so just only by an hour, but that should be more than sufficient time for me to get some stuff done and all that. And then after that, I do have other errands to run, but I just want to get some stuff taken care of first, so I don't forget. I think everybody's worn out from the month already. All quiet in the chat. All quiet on the Eastern chat. So we're going to try to get the plane trimmed out right away. It probably is going to be a bit of a challenge, and maintaining some sense of altitude certainly will have its challenges. But we'll park it here for just a moment. I want to put in, for those of you who haven't been following along, and maybe you have, I don't know, but I will always put in the link to the Route 66 website that shows the different paths of Route 66 over the years, so you can kind of get a better idea of what it looked like over the years. It's not just a straight road necessarily, or straight highway. It did go through towns and whatnot. So I will put that in the chat. Yeah, because I was going to say I didn't see the windsock really moving. Nope. Calm wind's nice. All right. So there's the link. We'll give it a few more minutes. Yeah, it didn't take long to start up the aircraft and all that, but that's our little 152. The plane that we started out in when we first started Microsoft Flight Simulator. You learn, you go through your flight school in this little aircraft. And then I stayed with it for some time to try to get better at landing and stuff like that. So we'll give it a few more minutes, see if anybody's else is gonna pop in and say hi or whatever. So Here's our navigation radios. So when we get ready to line up on that ILS approach, I'll dial in the ILS frequency right here, swap it over, and then everything should line up. So, I should turn that on. See, that's the funny thing is, if you don't check this, your transponder will not, when you turn the battery on, the transponder will not always turn on, and then you're flying, and it will give you, it'll say squawk this, and then it doesn't, your co-pilot won't turn the numbers, so we'll just turn it on right now. Good thing I checked that. I think we've got enough fuel for the flight. We can add in, oops, that's not what I wanted. We could add in just a little bit more just to be on the safe side, but I think we've got enough to get there. But we can put, yeah, let's just do that. That should be good enough. We'll keep an eye out. Yeah, just a two-seater, all that cargo space back there, but you can't, I don't think it has a thing where you can put like, yeah, it just has the pilot and front passenger. It's not necessarily a co-pilot position, so it's just a two-seater. And but you could put luggage and all that back there. But they didn't make that a thing in here. Like you could balance it out, like put your weekend bag or something. Nope, I think we'll go ahead and get out on the runway here. You got plenty of runway to take off from. Probably more runway than we really need, but that's okay. It is the departure runway we've been assigned to. I feel, look at how tiny this plane is on this runway, it seems like. Wow. Okay, let's make sure our heading bug is lined up. Yep, that's all lined up. So then we want to turn on a heading of, let me look real quick before we depart. We want to turn on a heading of 240 basically. So we want to go southwest-ish. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and go. Oops, let me go back to the chat here so I don't miss anything. This is a good plane to practice stuff like your VOR to VOR navigation, because you can't rely on the screens here. It's basically you have to fly the needles. And eventually what I'll do is I'll do a, and away we go. We'll do a flight, a VOR flight. It won't be a very long one, just enough to show how the systems work on this one. We'll fly it out a little bit past the runway and all that. Give our time to climb. Although we are probably well above the where we need to be before we turn. Just keep going out just a little bit longer and then we'll turn on the 240 heading. I think that should be sufficient. Let's go to 240. So now we, oh, no, that's, we're not worried about that line behind us on the, that's an interesting, just kind of came up with that on its own. Huh. All right, anyway, so we're looking for, should be coming up soon. It wasn't very far from the airport. It's only 10 nautical miles, so we're looking for a particular way that the I think I see it now. Yeah, we're supposed to go back that way. We didn't turn tight enough. I think I see. Interceptor back here. Yeah, it was like a very hard turn back towards the way we need to go. Let me take a look at the. I can't really look at the map per se. Yeah, I see it. What's the next heading from here? 272. I'm gonna have to turn on that though. That's all the way to the air. That's only to the airport. Yeah. We just got in the air. I feel like I'm lost already. I'm looking for the way. Okay, from the airport. There's that. I want to say, okay, I got it now. I recognize it now. this thing still wants to climb. All right, there we go. All right, now we're on our way. We just intercepted that. So there we go. Now if we could just get the plane to stop flying, but at least it's clear out. We got plenty of visibility. So there we go. Follow this road all the way basically till we get to that Route 66 airport. And there we go. All right, now I was just trying to make sure I had a clear, try to make sure I could, or find a way to see what I was looking for, or whatever you want. But we're not lost anymore. We're on our way. Not like yesterday. Yesterday we were kind of lost. That's all right. It happens. We've got some features we can follow, like this. This is part of Route 66 right here. We're just going to follow it straight through. We won't follow that little curve. We're just going to fly straight along here. I think the plane's finally settling down here now, thankfully. So yeah, looks like a lot of farmland here also. Here in Missouri. We're still in Missouri. We haven't left the state of Missouri yet. So Springfield to Joplin. I think this is another one of the short routes on this journey along Route 66. We can go ahead and clean the mixture just a bit. Not that we need it. It's always good to. All right, well, I guess if nobody's got anything else to say. Little roller coaster ride, little elevator ride there. Had a quick bump up there. It was always the trickiest part when I started flying this plane, was to get it to trim out and basically kind of fly level without much input from me. It's kind of got a mind of its own. It is starting to want to climb again, but I think we can get it. Trying to get it to settle down. So yeah, this is where Route 66 deviates from and goes off this direction. And we'll follow this part of the road straight ahead here. Like I said, we're gonna find Joplin. We know the kind of the layout of it. Once we're there, we're gonna go past, and we're gonna hang a long right. We're gonna kind of make a wide right turn, line up for our landing runway, and dial in the which is runway 13. Okay, that'll work. Oh, on ETS.
Frequency change approved Cessna 152. Springfield approach Cessna Foxtrot Alpha 152. Type Cessna 152.5 miles west of 1 Mike Uniform 05,500 feet. Request flight following. Squawk 4224 Cessna 152.
Okay. I don't know if Mick has what Mick's got planned for tonight, if anything. I know Joseph towards the end of Mick's stream was asking for trucking, but I don't know if that's something Mick can also going to do tonight. So I don't know what they're doing. You know, it's interesting. I never knew that. You know, I'd heard stories about Route 66, but I didn't know that it went through all these basically rural areas. But it was basically like the interstate until the interstate system was, you know, the larger freeways were built. But this is how people traveled west. If they drove, if they couldn't afford to fly, but they drove west. So this leg is for 32 nautical miles. So we're maybe almost halfway of 32, maybe probably just over a quarter of the way done on this leg. It feels like there's a bit of a crosswind here that you could see it. It's like the plane just kind of turned. I mean, I'm making small adjustments on my own, but it's like the plane wants to go all kinds of different directions. So, all right, well. Now, Viper Strike, who's another simmer who got me started on FS Hub, he's doing the flight along Route 66 also. If you want, he does very in-depth he does like PowerPoint presentations. He has like little stuff that he'll show on the screen while he's flying, talking about different parts of Route 66 and all that. So if you want to check his stuff out, if you find my stuff kind of bland and bleh kind of stuff, you know, because I never know. You guys are like finicky eaters. Go check him out. A lot of his flights, he does like very meticulous research, and then provides more context than just simply flying along. So if you're more interested in that and don't want to bother reading the website that I've been providing while we've been flying so that you can look up your own stuff or get a better understanding of the layout of Route 66 over the years. There's your channel. Yeah, I think he's a leg or two behind me on the flights, but if you want to follow him and watch his stuff, he does a lot of research stuff. I think I started following him when he was doing flights in Japan. He flew along the Orient Express, I think. Yeah, he does a lot of research for his screens. Sometimes I do that, not always, but I can't do like the PowerPoint thing and show you guys the PowerPoint at the same time. So he's on the PC side, so he can do all that, share the screen and whatnot. So if you haven't followed him yet, do give him a follow. I think this is probably one of the clearest cut routes we've had on Route 66 since we've been doing this journey. We can actually follow it along here. I don't think there's much to see in this area. That at least not that I know of, but at least I didn't know about that Route 66 airport there outside of Joplin. That was a surprise to me. Yeah, at least the plane hasn't been too finicky today. Seems like it's kind of settled down now. We can fly out here and enjoy the scenery. All this farmland. I don't know what crops would be grown here, so I can begin to imagine what it would be that is the predominant crop in the area. But I figured since this was such a short flight that we'd fly in a little bit slower plane today, just so that we don't get there too quick and then, we're only in the air for 15 minutes and we're done kind of thing. So yeah, I figured that 152 would be good. And I was hoping we would have a VOR along the way so I could tune it in and show you guys how all this works. But I'll do that maybe for another stream. But good morning, Mick. How are you? Nice to see you here. Great stuff on Minecraft last night. Really enjoyed that. The timber. It's too bad your game crashed. Did you guys were you able to get back on there this morning at all, or this afternoon, whatever? Were you able to get back in there and make sure that the work that you had done had saved, or is it like a lost cause and you have to kind of start from scratch? But yeah, that log mill was looking really good until you had the little mishap with them. game servers or whatever. Guess Mr. Addies is all tuckered out from his exciting Zoom call with his members only stream with Jason last night. I never quite understood. Yeah, we got back on. What it is a rented server and it was their issue. Okay. So, but did you lose any of your, like the stuff that you were working on, did you lose any of that, or is it all pretty much where you left it off at? Hopefully you didn't lose anything. Yeah, a couple of people popped in and went, oh, he's just flying along. He's not doing any loop-de-loos or anything crazy. He's just flying straight along a road here. No, it's... Oh, that's good. So it's not a lost cause. That's good. I would have been, like, pretty heated if everything you'd done up to that point was gone and you had to start all over again. Or at least, you know, maybe it was at the last save point, but it was, like, halfway done or whatever. So that's good. That's not a complete loss then. Good stuff. So, real quick before I go back to another topic here shortly, do you have any plans for tonight? Are you streaming at all? If so, what will it be? Do you care to share with the good folks here in the chat? Are we witnessing some trucking, some something or other? Something. A little something. Or is that still... The board of directors still hasn't come up with a plan? We should be. I think we should be almost at our nap point coming up here. Crossing the airport itself will be just down here somewhere. So as soon as we see that, we'll know where we are. Yeah, when we leave Springfield next Thursday, or Joplin, and head down, it's that's where it's another one of those things where the route is all jagged and was all over the place, basically. So we're just gonna fly down towards our, you know, if we can pick it up somewhere along the way, then we'll do that. But yeah, that's the. Like an airport there. We should be coming up on it soon, and then we should start to see the road turn towards Springfield, I think. But yeah, Mick, if you guys have got anything going on tonight, do let us know. If not, that's perfectly fine. Oh, I do need to get a picture in the air while we're here. We're going to have a night off, but tomorrow we'll start a FIFA. Oh, okay. Yep. The FIFA 23 career. You're going to make Addies cry as soon as you start on the FIFA 23. Alright, so no stream. Alright, good enough. Fair enough. So as I was saying earlier, for those of you who missed the opening monologue, so to speak, we will be doing a flight on Saturday, normal time. Friday, tomorrow's flight will start at 8:10 Eastern, 12:10 UTC, 13:10 UK. That's our flight along. We're going to take off from Leon Solent and head towards, we'll go out over the channel, head up, turn in towards London City, and then land there. So that will be in the Maritime Patrol. Thought I might as well stream it as I'm playing it. Yeah. Poor Addie's is going to cry his eyes out. Since he's on the older generation, he can't join you guys anymore. I think it's like we didn't even intercept the airport. I kind of feel like we're almost near our destination here in Joplin, because that looks like Joplin, the city of Joplin, right there. Well, it was a little bit closer to, it was right outside of Springfield, so maybe it's just coming up here. It might be coming up right over here somewhere. It's a very small airport. I don't think there's much to it. Matter of fact, that's probably it right there. That does look like a little airstrip right there. I'm almost certain that might be it. I kind of feel like it is, but I could be wrong. We'll fly over it. I think this might be it. No, I don't know. Maybe it is. It does kind of look like an airport, but I might be wrong. I think I'm wrong. Maybe just on the other side. Nope. That's like a... Nope, that's not an airport. Well, interesting. Okay, well, we missed our little nav point, but I know we're in Joplin. We must be. So now, shoot from nearly 6,000 feet, or 5,500 feet almost, we should be able to see our airport from up here. And I think the airport is, if that goes there, the airport was right above, just on the other side there. Let's see if we can spot it. We got more than enough fuel to, if we get a little lost, it's fine. Just trying to look for something that looks like an airport that we can say, up, there we go. It almost seems like it's saying go here, towards this direction. Let me make a little right turn here. Let me get back to the chat, sorry. Here's Joplin, Missouri. I don't think I've ever been through Joplin. I don't recall. I don't know what... I mean, I'm sure it's like a lot of agricultural stuff here. Maybe fishing, hunting, I don't know. Anybody see an aircraft carrier around here? I think the airport's actually probably a little bit farther up. do appreciate those of you who come in and said hello. Appreciate my subscribers. We are almost to the end here. Didn't take very long to do, but at least we had a nice relaxing flight in the plane we started off in. I do want to come back to this plane every so often because it's very basic. There's not a lot of bells and whistles here for flying. You know, we can. Oh, I left the taxi light on the entire time. Oops, Daisy. So we can kind of talk more about the navigating part. Hello, EL 737. So yeah, we'll do not even a parachute. Nope. It's if you want to try to jump out, it's you better pack your own. Oh, vengeful. Yeah, not a parachute. Nothing. It's very basic. There might be. I don't know. Well, see, that's the funny thing because there's no way. You know, like when I watched Captain Arish do his 172 flights, he always talks about, yeah, we put a little bit of weight in the aircraft, and that's like our emergency gear, you know, food, rations, and you know whatever we might need in case we crash to help survive the everything. So, but yeah, there's no way to do that on this aircraft. You know, to add something in behind us that would simulate, you know, like, you know, food, water, tent, whatever kind of thing. So, yeah, no. I kind of feel like we should have found our airport. Is that it? That looks like our airport right there. Okay. So, let's go ahead and I think that's it. Let's see. There it is, Joplin Regional. I'm doing okay. Bare minimum, that inflatable device, wherever it goes, I guess doubles as both, yeah. Well, we're going to kind of come up with our own plan. Yeah, I figured that's where it was. All right, so at least we know where Joplin is, right? But we're not going to use that. We're going to go ahead and turn that off, right? We're not going to use that landing. We've got our own little... Oh, come on. Yeah, doing well otherwise. Just we're getting ready to line up here on to Joplin, concluding our fourth leg of our flight along Route 66. Or wait, is it leg? No, it can't be leg 6. Is it leg 6? That can't be right. Hold on a second. I think that's wrong. I don't think we're that far into it. It's got. I think it's leg 4. I may have looked at the wrong thing. We may have looked at the wrong ambush site. Yeah, it's rough. Leg 4, not leg 6. Man. Leg 4. For a Route 10, yeah. I might do that eventually. That's a possibility to do. Alright, so there's our landing runways right here. I believe we can fly over that just to verify. Let me look at the runway layout here. Airport info. Airport info. 13. It's one of the. I think it's. Yeah, it's 13 is over here. I'm sorry. 13 is right there. It's not this one. It's this one right there. That's 13. Now that I know the layout, double check the layout of the airport. But I mean, we're flying all over the place in the Junkers. We could certainly at some point integrate a Route 10 part of that trip between airports or something. I mean, we're only on the East Coast still, just getting into Florida, so there's lots of flying left to do on that. Because we're going to go up through the coast and everything, and then we'll zigzag across up and down until we get back to JFK. So, and the key is we're trying to go to places we haven't been before. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so we're gonna fly out this way. What we want to do is we want to kind of come in. It's kind of muddy. That's the problem. You can't really see the. Let me just double check. But yeah, okay. Based on that. All right. Yep. Yep. That is our runway. Just wanted to double check. So basically, we're going to fly out. We're going to turn to the right here eventually. And what we want to do is we want to kind of line. We want to go all the way out there and then kind of follow this road back in and then come in. That's kind of will help us line up for our approach. On the Junkers flight, not. I mean, if I know like certain sites, I could call them out. It's just more of the flying and landing and taking off in places we haven't ever really visited yet. There's some places that we've been to before, but it's mainly we're trying to hit spots that we've not really taken off and landed from in whatever state we happen to be in at the time. So I mean, but we're following the coastline. We're going to do that outline, and then once we get up by Washington, we'll turn and start going down and back up and down and back up until we get back to New York. All right, so before I forget, let's do this. Let me look at the 1-3 approach. The localizer is 11030, so let's dial that in. Oh, not much of a change. Just have to dial that number in. There we go. Oops. Sometimes I forget that. All right, so there's that. All right. Nav receivers, turn those on. Nav receiver 1. All right, so that should. All right, let's go ahead and start turning here. Let me get back to the chat here so I don't. Yeah, it's just mainly because I really like flying the Junkers 52, so it was just like, oh, let's do this and have some fun, and that was the main. Because it's a great plane to fly, and it's got that vintage sort of thing and all that. So. All right, so we'll fly this way a little bit, and then we'll turn and line up. And it's a challenge to land, kind of have to approach things a little bit differently than you normally would. So, we're coming in a lot flatter, trying to come in just enough to get us over the edge of the runway, and then we're bleeding off speed, and then it's just we settle down, and it's a much and then adding the weight in the back of the plane does give us that. We get on the ground a little bit quicker, the tail, so we can slow down and turn off the runway and get ready to go to our parking spot. So, but it is a challenge. You kind of have to do your, got to change your flying style, I think, a little bit to fly it. I think that's the same for most any tail dragger. You got to. It handles differently, especially on the ground. Alright, we're slowly losing some altitude, which is good. Crack my knuckles. Probably not. Everybody says that's not the best thing to do, but sometimes the hands get a little. All right, kind of just about lost our airport, but we're gonna turn. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn around here. So we'll go ahead and make another slight right turn here. For sure. Wait in the. Yeah, if you have no weight, it's like the tail end doesn't settle, but you also get that bounce. So that's why I was like, let me try this, and that helps. As soon as if we bleed off the speed just enough, we touch the main wheels down, and then eventually the back end settles a little bit easier than it would normally. All right, yeah, I think I've lost my reference point. Oh, maybe not. I think I'm picking it up now. Okay, I think I see it now. This is what happens when you're flying and checking the chat. At the same time, it's easy to lose track of where you are and all that. Let me, it's the vintage here. Yeah, exactly. All right, we want to be on a heading of 134. So we can dial 134 into here, I think. And that should help line us up. I think. Try that. A little bit of flap down. Oh, that looks like our runway right there. All right, let me get on the ground, folks, and I'll catch up with the chat in just a moment. Yep, that's our runway right there. It's interesting that it's not picking up that. Like I'm not hearing the beeping or anything, but we may. I know I turned everything on, I thought. That's all right. All right. Now the plane wants to start fighting me. See, now because I got the flaps down, it wants to. All right, let me focus on getting us on the ground here. We've got plenty of runway to use. Oh, sometime in October. I know. And if you haven't seen it, then I will put a warning in the description. We will talk about Top Gun Maverick sometime in October. Time and date to be determined. Well, date to be determined, not the time. We will talk just some of my own observations about the movie, Not so much, well, more about the characters than anything else. But yeah, I do want to get that, have that discussion. Kind of like what I did with the Band of Brothers whenever I've watched it, the things that I noticed about the show, but also knowing that it's dramatized, there were some things that they introduced in the show that were not necessarily what happened in real life. So, but if you've not seen the movie, then the stream will not be for you. Go back and watch it later, and then come back and watch the stream, see what my thoughts were. All right, there we go. We are pretty much lined up, although the wind seems to be having its way with us still. This thing really wants to nose up. See, now it wants to just, it's like, I feel like I'm flying a brick. You know, it wants to nose up, and now it's like, it's very sluggish. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't flown in it in quite some time. It just feels different. Oh. My goodness. Yes, I'm online, Jay. That's one of the guys I played Division 2 with. That he's probably asking if I'm done flying yet. So, that's alright. That's what happens when you show up online. It was like, oh, you're online. Are you free? Are you available? Anyway, alright. We're almost there. We gotta come in over these trees, obviously. We're just gonna kind of skirt right over those, and we'll just kind of set it on down. Coming in at a very steep angle now. I gotta really drop some altitude here. We should have been a lot flatter coming in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a dive for the hard deck, so to speak. I mean, we've got plenty of runway, it's just that we should have been much lower than we were. Ooh, that was a little bit over. Did a little bit of a oopsie there. A little bit of a rough landing, not my best, but there we are. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Joplin, Missouri. I think the local time is 6:20 in the morning. We understand and appreciate that it's Thursday and everybody's really clamoring for Friday. I thought I turned the throttle off. Huh, okay. All right, turn. But we're glad you chose to fly and spend some time with us today. This concludes our, well, not yet. We haven't parked, so don't leave just yet. I thought I clicked it. Man. Oh, my stream is behind. Where did... Oh. It's like behind me. What the heck? What the heck said the mouse? Oh, anyway, so that is leg 3. Yes. Oh, leg 4. I'm sorry, not leg 3. I'm all over the place today. Leg 4 of our trip down Route 66. Tomorrow, 8:10 Eastern, 12:10 UTC, 13:10 UK. I will be in the Britain-Norman Maritime Patrol. We will be taking off from Leon Solent and heading down and intercepting the English Channel. Then we'll fly up and then hang a right or left turn and head on into London City and put it on the ground. So that should be a nice little flight tomorrow. I've got everything already done. I just gotta, I've got the flight plan pretty much together. But I will, I'll post that here in the. I thought I posted yesterday's flight in my Discord, and I may have inadvertently posted it somewhere else. I don't know where it went. Because it's like I'm bouncing between messages and other people's Discord, so I may have inadvertently put it somewhere. Because I was looking for it the other day, and I'm like, where did it go? So if I send it to you by accident or whatever, I apologize. If you're like, what is this? So if anybody got that as a message, I apologize for my not checking before I hit the enter button. I will make sure tomorrow's flight plan is in the appropriate area before I hit the send button or the post button, whatever you want to call it. There we go. All right, let's shut it down. And I think we just have to hit the battery button, which is right. Hit the battery. There we are. 48 minutes, not too shabby. So we've been streaming a little bit longer. We started, and of course I waited to see if anybody wanted to join in, and obviously, yeah. Anyway, let me go ahead and go to Firefly Air, or do my input for my airline. Get my hours in. So I maintain my captaincy. I am a captain in Firefly Air. I'm very proud of that. Haven't been flying. I haven't been in the been a part of the airline for very long, but it has been quite nice to have some ideas of things to do in flight simming. And it's KJLN 1208. Submit. Oh. It's KSGF. Duh. Captaincy revoked. Anyway, that will do it for today, folks. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Sorry it wasn't like the most exciting leg of the flight. I don't know what happened to our little detour towards our airport there. It was part of the flight plan. I don't know why it didn't tell us to go that way, but apparently it did for whatever reason. It's fine. But we got there to our destination. That's the important part. Had Almost lost our airport, but we got back on track. Didn't have to panic or anything or go like, oh, let me ask them which way do I need to fly now. So good stuff. So yes, 8:10 Eastern, 12:10 UK, 13:10. Oh wait, 12:10 UTC, 13:10 UK. I tell you, I don't know what it is about me today. That is our plan for tomorrow. So I will see you all then. I will post that information in the Discord here shortly. If anybody wants to fly along, we're gonna have some rain. It should be an interesting flight. I'll just leave it at that. And then Saturday, I'm gonna come up with the plan. It's pretty much straightforward. We're gonna take off from Shannon, head up to Belfast over to Edinburgh. That'll be a nice little vintage flight on Saturday. It would be the normal time, but I'll post the information on that one in the Discord tomorrow, or I'll provide any information in there. So there we go. I will see you all tomorrow. Do enjoy your last Thursday of September, not just a Thursday, but the last Thursday of September. Morning, afternoon, evening, early Friday, depending on where you are in the world. Until tomorrow, I have been your host and pilot, Uncle B. Peace. Live long and prosper.